We are super grateful for everyone in the Dream Team, super grateful for you guys here tonight. And one of my favorite things, one of Jack and my favorite things about hosting the Dream Team, kind of running point on it, is this little nerdy Excel spreadsheet that we keep that has a little dashboard on it. And every time someone joins the Dream Team, we add them to that spreadsheet, and the dashboard updates and everything. But I think I was rewatching in preparation for this, our welcome event. And at the welcome event, I think we had like 20 something members who were prepared or who were set to give about $19,000 this calendar year, which we are super blown away by. I'm really happy to say that right now, as of now, towards the end of May, the Dream Team consists of 38 members who are set to donate $32,918 in this calendar year. And we're going to talk a little bit about how that money is used in the next few minutes here. But know that Dream Team members like you guys are making our work at PKF possible. And we've had over these past few months some really cool ways, really cool opportunities to respond to events in Haiti, to put out content for our kids here in Pittsburgh that we probably otherwise would have struggled to. So from the bottom of our hearts at PKF, from the bottom of my heart, know that your financial gifts, your membership to the Dream Team is making a huge difference in a lot of people's lives. And with that, one of the ways that we've been able to use Dream Team resources is with our work in Haiti. And Brad actually had the opportunity to travel to Haiti for the first time on a PKF basis, or the first time any of us from PKF have been in probably a little over a year, I think, since COVID started. But he was there in March, and so I'm going to turn the floor over to him to update us about what's going on in Haiti right now.
Yeah, and I'll start with a couple of positive things. And Mike and Lauren, I don't know if you know much about what we do in Haiti, but would encourage you, if you don't, go to our website. We got a lot of really great stuff going on. But actually, tomorrow we've got a container going down. A container's like a size of the back of a semi truck, gets put on a barge and taken to Haiti. It takes a while to get there. That's full of food and a bunch of medical equipment for a hospital, and also a bunch of meds that they can't get in the country of Haiti that we're shipping over. So I'm excited about that. The other thing that's going on that's kind of new is an agriculture project, which we're super excited about. And the idea behind it is to feed the kids at the orphanages and also to teach them how to farm. But also our community is surrounded by a bunch of very hungry people. Food's a huge need down there. So the idea is to feed the community and maybe even sell some at the marketplace and turn a profit to help keep things going. So we're excited. It's, potentially a very sustainable project. And we just built a hen house, and we've got 1,200 hens living there laying eggs. And the vision is to get it up to 4,000 or 5,000. But we're excited about that. That's like brand new in the last 2 weeks. On the negative side, there's been a political crisis going on in Haiti, a lot of unrest for the last 2 years. There's a level 4 travel advisory that is a do not travel. So it's really limited us in being able to get groups down to visit. Normally in mid-June, we run a camp for the kids. I don't know, Roger and Jack might talk a little bit about it later, called Surf City Haiti. We take the kids from the 3 orphanages to the beach. It's kind of a Haiti version of what we do in Michigan. And we were just on a call yesterday. It looks like we're going to have to postpone because of the ongoing political stuff, but also there's an uptick in COVID right now in Haiti. We're not sure. It's new. It's something to really be praying about. Haiti, for the most part, has done very well with COVID. It's not really explainable. They share the island with the Dominican Republic. the DR has had a real problem with COVID from the start, but not Haiti. So big concern. Nobody's down there's vaccinated, and it just makes me appreciate what's happening in our country, because until that happens, you can get these upticks. We feel like we're a little bit beyond that here, although we could still get it. But that's a big concern that just popped up this week. So we were actually working today on getting some COVID related supplies down to the hospital. Hopefully they're not going to need them, but just to give you a little perspective, we hadn't seen a COVID case at our hospital since last September. And we just started to see them for the first time again in the last week. And there's definitely something going on countrywide. So I'm going to leave it at that, but yeah, and I'm glad to answer questions about Haiti anytime.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
Sure.
And another way that locally here in Pittsburgh that we've been able to put Dream Team resources to really great use is the second year of a new camp experience that we've called Spring Session. And both years have been digital at this point, unfortunately, because of COVID. We're hopeful that next year we'll actually get to have Spring Session in person as we dreamt it up to be. But we've seen some really good excitement from youth leaders in our network, inside the Pittsburgh Kids Network, who are really excited to use this Spring Session content. And this year it was all about processing this past year, these past 13, 15, whatever it was, months. And just to give kids some resources, some stories to help them process in a healthy way what this past year has felt like, looked like, and the impact of this past year with COVID. So those are some of the most recent ways that the Dream Team community has made an impact here in Pittsburgh and in Haiti through the work of PKF. And so I'll say it once again, we're just really thankful for you guys, for this community, and for the faith that you put in PKF. And with that, that's a really good transition to what Jack is going to talk about. Like I said earlier, diving deep into why we believe so much in camps like Surf City and Laurelville and Spring Session. And so with that, Jack, take it away.
Sounds great. Thanks, Roger. So yeah, when we say PKF camps, what do we mean? And Roger's going to put up some slides, but essentially we're looking at Laurelville, Surf City, Haiti, and Spring Session. So we have a cool little diagram here. Like I said, PKF camps, Laurelville, Surf City, Haiti, and Spring Session. So I'm going to talk about all of those because they're all, part of PKF camps and our suite of offerings as kind of a brand. So that's kind of how we like to talk about PKF camps. Laurelville Mud Weekends, takes place in the fall in the Laurel Highlands. It actually predates the PKF by a number of years. It served more so as an example and a template actually for, what PKF camps is now. So kind of more specifically, Brad and some of his friends, saw the impact and benefit of Laurelville was having on their students, and they wanted to do something similar and wanted to essentially take their students to a camp similar to Laurelville in the summer. So in their, young naivete, in their early 20s, they decided to start their own camp, and they didn't want to just kind of merely recreate Laurelville in the summer in PA. So they decided to start Surf City, like we said, in 1986 in Michigan. So, kind of similarly, Laurelville, provided kind of a roadmap for Surf City. Surf City essentially has provided a roadmap for Surf City Haiti. So, we saw the life-changing, informative experiences with youth leaders in the U.S. and students. And as our relationships grew with youth leaders in Cap Haitian, we decided to formally start, Surf City Haiti alongside our partners at IDD in 2012, actually. So that's kind of the iteration of that. And again, similarly, Roger mentioned the launch of Spring Session in 2020. So, that was in an effort to respond to a need that we identified along with youth workers in the Pittsburgh area, but essentially just like another touch point for PKF camps throughout the year, and to provide an opportunity to kind of like dig deeper, like Roger said, into some of the difficult topics that students might be facing. So looking ahead, and this is kind of as I was thinking and processing, and we're talking and putting together this presentation, I'd love to potentially add more to PKF camps, potentially a fifth option, maybe in the winter, focusing on like spiritual formation and emotional health. Hopefully we can maybe do something like that in the future. But kind of generally speaking, while all these PKF camps are unique in their own way, kind of where they're located, things like that, how they came about, they're all connected, by the same mission. And that mission is to introduce students to Christ and inspire them to live life with him. So I'm going to use, potentially some like insider language, but, PKF camps are intentionally designed to be outreach camps. So what do we mean by that? So right now we're training and planning with our Surf City summer staff. And one of the things that we like to talk about at length is that it's okay for students to be uncomfortable at camp, but it's never okay for students to feel unwelcome. So, it's okay for a student to, be uncomfortable when they're on their tubes for the first time at Surf City. It's okay for them to feel uncomfortable when they're cold and wet and shivering, at mud football at Laurelville. It's okay when the band's like super loud and they're asking students to jump and sing and engage with their friends. Like, uncomfortable moments at camp happen, and they're actually great. It's kind of those moments where that you remember and you remember for a long time. It's okay for a student to feel uncomfortable potentially, when they're hanging out with students from different schools, students from different parts of the country, different, socioeconomic backgrounds. That's all good stuff, but it's never okay, for a student to feel unwelcome. So that's one of the things that we kind of filter our decisions through with our staff. Like I said, we're training them and things like that. So another, I guess, filter or lens, something we like to talk about with our staff is this question. And it's essentially, are we setting up youth leaders for success, both at camp and when they return home with their students? So I want to point out kind of two key words here, and that is leaders in return. So again, I'll repeat that question. Are we setting up youth leaders, both at camp when they return home with their students? So leaders in return. So what's unique about PKF camps is that we don't hire counselors. Groups come together, they bring their own leaders. They have shared experiences at camp together. And then when they return, they experience life together. So kind of what we've seen over the years is that, yes, PKF camps offer like an incredible opportunity for students to get away, to experience new things, meet new people from different backgrounds, potentially hear the gospel for the first time. That's all amazing. That's why we do camps for sure. But, additionally, we also do camps in an intentional way, because we believe that in order to really help students thrive, and, that's kind of fun dream team language, we really want to surround them with friends and people in their lives that love and care about them, while they're at camp, but also when they return home. So PKF camps in the dream team, they play a huge role in this. And, we create environments that provide opportunities to build strong foundations for relationships. Those relationships, those foundations serve as a springboard for friendship and ministry, at camp, but, really when they return home. So kind of in turn, those relationships are a support system as they move through middle school, high school, but ultimately for life. And, you know, my friends and Roger and other people on this call, you know, maybe Mike, you know, those friendships that you formed, that I formed at PKF camps, those are the ones that, you know, I look to and maintain and have really provided me with some of the most joyful experiences in my life. And they're those relationships that I lean on, you know, during tough times. So I'm going to press pause here, kind of transition and jump into kind of a game. Okay, cool. So a game that we play at camp at times is Name That Tune. It's one of Brad's favorites. So we're gonna kind of play that. I'm gonna switch out a Zoom here, pull up some notes. But so Name That Tune. I'm gonna sing a portion of a song, and I want everybody can participate. It's not exclusive. So I'm going to start to sing a name. You get the game. All right, here we go. So how do I want to sing, or do I just want to read? It's being recorded. I'm going for it. I'm going to sing. So, well, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paid paradise, put up a parking lot. Any guesses? Anybody know that song?
Big Yellow Taxi. Big Yellow Taxi.
Oh, you got it.
Yes.
All right. Who's it by? Who's it by?
Amy Grant.
No, she didn't do it originally.
Carly Simon.
No.
Carole King?
What I have here
I
is
feel like it's a male voice in
I
my
was gonna say a male. Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say Jack Johnson.
Oh, whoa.
I think that's a
This is
male.
It's way older than that in there.
I feel like 80s something.
This is probably the worst game for me.
All right.
No idea.
No idea. All right. Well, it is Big Yellow Taxi. What I have in my limited research is Counting Crows and Vanessa Carlton.
No, that's
Might be a
a
newer
remake.
version.
It goes back to the
Remake?
60s.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. It's all right.
None of us were right though.
I also purposely chose this because, anyways, this all plays into the tie-in. It does tie in, but something that is really fun to do as like PKF staff member, alum, whatever, is to look back at old videos, but especially look back at old camps playlists to see the songs and the music, you know, whatever. So this is a song that has been on PKF camp playlists like since forever ago. It's one that for whatever reason we always play at camp. Great song, but why I bring this up is, you know, it's super cheesy or whatever, but like the idea that you don't know what you got till it's gone really rang true this year. And like I said, it's cheesy, but it's true, right? And, you know, in talking with youth leaders that attend PKF camps and that make up what we call the Pittsburgh Kids Network, we've heard stories of how hard like a season without PKF camps has been. And that's not to inflate our ego or anything like that. These are just kind of the stories we're hearing. And kind of even more specifically, it's been harder than usual for youth leaders to stay connected and engage with their students. And they're seeing this kind of manifest itself into like heightened levels of anxiety, stress in their students, and kind of a decline in their overall mental health and emotional health. And, you know, in 2020, the leading cause of death for people my age and younger wasn't cancer or heart disease or some of these things we normally see at the top of the list. It wasn't COVID. The leading cause of death this year, 2020, was suicide. And I lost, you know, two of my friends this year in that way. So I don't share that to be overly grim or anything like that, but it's really only to point out that we believe more strongly than ever that PKF camps in the Dream Team do truly play a role in helping kids thrive. So as you guys know, we like to say that the Dream Team is a community of dedicated monthly givers who believe that every kid should have the chance to thrive. So this spring via spring session, this summer at Surf City, this summer at Surf City Haiti, this fall at Laurelville, hundreds of students will have the opportunity to have fun, to develop relationships that last, to hear that their life matters, that they were created with a purpose. They have the opportunity to do this because of you, because of the Dream Team. And we're so thankful for this community that you two believe in PKF camps, the role that it plays in helping students thrive. And I'm personally so excited. Our team is so excited to see, like what Roger said, like what we do this year as a community, what happens in the future. And I'm, like I said, in the initial event, I'll say it today, I'll say it forever. I'm so excited to have a community to invite people into, to be a part of this. And I just want to say thank you, obviously to the people on the call, but the Dream Team members that aren't on the call, the future Dream Team members, we're just so thankful for the community. And I guess with that, I'll turn it back to Roger.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, that is more and more this year. Our mission at PKF camps has, for as long as I can remember, for the last handful of years, has been to introduce students to Jesus and inspire them to live life with him. But as Jack shared, this year especially, we've seen just why that is so important, because things like anxiety and depression manifest in really real ways, especially in students' lives, in kids' lives, middle schoolers, high schoolers. And then that stuff sticks with them into adulthood. So we just double down on PKF camps and why it's so important, that kids leave the week or weekend of camp knowing that they were created with purpose, like Jack said, knowing that the person, the God that created them loves them and has a plan for them, and that they matter, and that they have a community of friends and youth leaders around them who care about them and who they can turn to when life gets hard. So I can't sum it up any better than Jack did, but we are just so excited to get back to the beach this year, to get back to the mud at Laurelville. I think this year more than any, I am just itching for it. And yeah, I was joking with Jack earlier this week as we were kind of planning it and outlining this event. Sometimes I hesitate to even say this, but sometimes as I get older, it gets more difficult to get excited about the long nights, the long weeks planning camp, loading the U-Haul, driving it 10 hours to Surf City and unloading it. But man, when I look at the need that we have felt this past year, the need that our youth leaders have felt this past year, and I'm just reminded of why PKF camps exist. That's what puts fuel in my tank, that and the PKF credit card loading up the U-Haul with gas. So
Nice.
Yeah, just thought of that guy.
You wrote it down.
But with that, our formal time of meeting has come to a close. You guys are welcome to hang out. We're gonna hang out for a bit longer. Our eventual hope, recognizing that PKF is a local organization to Pittsburgh, recognizing that the Dream Team in a lot of ways can be a local community based here in Pittsburgh. Our hope eventually is to have these kind of events in person, preferably a little bit earlier than this, say like happy hour time. There's a pretty sweet beer garden right above our office, which is a pretty good perk of working at PKF. But we would love to invite everyone down to Mike's Beer Bar sometime soon hopefully for the next Dream Team Deep Dive event. But until then, it's been great gathering virtually and getting to share a little bit about why we believe in camps. So like I said, we're going to hang out for a bit, but feel free to sign off and go about your night. But we love you. We're thankful for you. And we can't wait for camp this year.